Marc Webb?
Hey guys, what's happening?
All right.
So what's going on?
Two big departures for you on this movie. It's a comic book movie, and you're shooting in
500 Days of Summer was a comic.
True.
You haven't seen the graphic novel of 500 Days of Summer?
I have not.
Wow, you're pretty like it's obscure, I admit, but like you gotta spend more time in the comic book store.
Well, you get that and the fact that it's 3D too.
Yeah,
So
right.
what interested you about working in both of those?
Well, I think
areas?
3D is a really interesting new technology. I mean, it's not new. It's been around for many years. But there was something about Spider-Man, the experiential quality of Spider-Man, like that I thought was great to render in 3D. I mean, I think 3D can do something that can give you an experiential quality, and that's what we tried to do with certain parts, the very specific parts of the movie, is put you in Spider-Man's shoes, and that was sort of designed for 3D. And I just want people to feel that connection, feel what it looks like to look down over the city the way he does, and that was I mean, Spider-Man in that sense was born for 3D. And then in terms of the comic book, like at the end of the day, it's storytelling. You know what I mean? And there's really there's certain tropes, I guess, in the comic book lore, but they all come from just how to spin a yarn, and that's what was just what's so great about it. The other thing about comics, Spider-Man in particular, it's a part of our culture. He's a perennial character. He's there all the time, and I thought it was a really great opportunity to explore some of the stuff that we haven't seen, whether it's Dr. Kirk Connors or the Gwen Stacy saga, which I think in the Marvel comics, particularly in the old Amazings, is one of the most iconic journeys in Spider-Man, and something fascinating to watch.
Now,
Fandango, please.
I've heard this particular story described as much more real and less comic bookish. Can you kind of expand?
I think that there's a. I wanted to do a less stylized version. You know, I didn't want to look at Ditko panels and try to recreate them with a level of visual loyalty in that sense. I was trying to create a world where if you walk out of the theater, you kind of recognize the atmosphere that we're creating. You know what I mean? And give that a little bit more of a grounded quality. So that was that.
Okay, there was that.
It was that.
Now, the trailer has an obvious mood about it. How does that translate to what the mood of the film actually is?
It's really a teaser. We're a year out, and there's some visual stuff that we're playing with. I mean, there is a humor and a lightness to Spider-Man that's so indigenous that we're also exploring, but it was too short a time to really very early to get that out there. But we just finished shooting about just a few weeks ago, so we're starting to explore the great post-production process, which is going to be really fantastic, where a lot of some of the magic happens. But the other thing is we shot so much of the effects in a practical way. We spent a lot of time trying to generate the action in a more grounded, real way. We built this traveling system underneath the Riverside Drive in Harlem, and slung a guy, and I don't know how many G's he was experiencing to get that sort of sense of weight and reality. And that was a sort of a fun, crazy thing to explore. I never thought I would get the opportunity to do.
Is there going to be a lot more first-person Spider-Man?
There'll be bits and pieces of that, but there's very specific parts of the movie.
Looking forward to it, man.
I'm gonna look for that graphic novel.
Thanks a lot.